What's up, guys? I'm Aaron, and for my research author project thing, I'm doing Carruth. So yeah, this is just an update on my sources and stuff. I guess I'll just show you guys my notes and stuff first, but yeah, you can kind of see those. Not really. I guess the lighting isn't helping too much, but we've got stuff going on. A lot of big ideas, and yeah, I guess I'll just run you through my sources first, and then we can talk about some of the bigger ideas that I've been picking up from the conversation about Carruth. Yeah. So right here, this is just like a little biography that I found through the library. Pretty helpful, just like getting base information on him and his life before um, he started making movies and stuff. He was a software engineer, which is really interesting. This one is one of the huge. Yeah, so I guess that's something I should mention. I have three like bigger ones that I've found so far that I'm really trying to keep my hands on. Two of which I think came from ILLs eventually, which is really cool. Found some, and the other one I just kind of found looking through like one of our databases. Yeah. Anyways, these three are like more of the big conversation starter things slash conversations in progress that I've found. And yeah, this one really touches on how Upstream Color, his second movie, uses a lot of a sensory approach to film through like instead of like dialogue and stuff, a lot of like nonverbal communication, which is like a lot of the film if you haven't seen it. But yeah, so it's really interesting. Got a lot of really good stuff from this. Been writing down stuff, a lot about the ideas of like the noises in the film, how it plays with the idea of like respiration, which is really interesting too. And then this one, okay, so there's two that have really been talking about like capitalism, and I think it's really interesting. In both his movies, this idea of like a break from capitalism and like it's a really postmodern thought, but basically just like um, how in both movies the protagonists like move or are like corrupted by it, sort of, I guess, capitalism, and yeah, so like everyone's trying to like make money off something that isn't their own, I guess, in both movies, which I think is really interesting. And then Carruth obviously plays with the idea of like time and primer as like um, what happens when you take away one aspect of that, and then also an Upstream Color, their emotions and their sense of agency, and what happens when you take away that. Like if you steal that from them, it's yeah. So they're an idea of like recycling almost, I guess, is a pretty central one in both his movies that I've been like finding. Yeah. This one also talks about that sort of goes into how imagining and delete capitalism machine. Yeah, so this one's like the big one where I got a lot of that too. Super helpful, and that's really one of the biggest conversations I've been seeing, which is awesome. I think one is better than none. He's a pretty current guy the last 15 years. So, anyways, we got both these interviews on YouTube where he talks himself about his films with different people. One on Upstream Color, one on Primer. Had some really interesting stuff to say. Wrote it down. We got this one, and then the rest of these. Okay, I'm just gonna say it out loud. Some of these are interviews with Carruth still through New York Times, IndieWire. Got a lot of these, The Atlantic, just interviews and or reviews on his movies, which give little glimpses and pieces of good stuff that I think is actually a conversation, and then a lot of it's just like talking about why are movies successful, like just small talk stuff, which is kind of not as much what I'm looking for. But the thing I will say is that it's like seems that a lot of these bring up the conversation of like Carruth moving past like the idea of film. Like he describes his films as like puzzle boxes a lot, which is really cool, I guess. And they're not meant to be like commercialized, more as they are like to make you think and like be raw how he is and like self-made and like stand the test of time, which is really cool. Um, yeah, I think that's it. But essentially, those three conversations I've been tracking down are just that break from like capitalism, breakaway, I should say, and break from the conversation of film, and then the break from well, there wasn't a third one. Oh yeah, So just like, yeah, bits and pieces of his life and stuff too, which has been really helpful. But I guess that's all I got. We're at 5:03. Peace out.